Alright, getting this set up. Alright, 6, so we're getting this set up, and I'm gonna pull this up on my computer. So we're gonna be doing some game development today, just so everybody knows. If you want to see what's actually going on, you can check us out over on twitch.tv/RSRDGaming. And let's get cracking. So last time we got all these trees built up, and we started building this little cave area in here that we're gonna fill. This will be the starting area of the game. So let's see here. What I do want to do is I want to build this up so that there is a big kind of like observation tower up here. So for anybody who hasn't seen yet, this is from our game Volt Village. It's gonna be about a robot. Let's see if we can find him. He's down in here somewhere. Gonna be right down over here. Who is gonna build up this dead and decrepit world from the beginning. So let's go ahead and start over on the 3D model here for the cave. So if we pull that up, let's see. Make sure we still have our Unity up as well. So if we take a look at this guy, this is the inside. So we set up a table here so that we kind of keep our sides matched up and know where we're at. Got a little area that we're gonna put a stairwell into, and then this is gonna be our starter kind of workshop area. So this is where we'll be building a lot of things. So in here, I want to start by building a light source. That way we can kind of get the place lit up. So we're just going to throw a couple small lights in here, just some pretty simple things. So I think we'll start by adding a cylinder. All right. Get centered on that cylinder so when we look around it'll look a lot better. Okay, and let's get that scaled down a bit. This is gonna be the wire that our light fixture hangs from, and we're gonna copy and paste this a couple times around, but we're gonna build up the whole fixture here first. So I think I'm gonna make that just a little bit shorter, and then we are gonna actually just take the same object and then scale it way down, and then on this axis we're just gonna try, not that guy, just like that. And then go into the modeling for it. And we're gonna select the top half here just to bring it around. Get this into scale. And just give it a little bit of leverage like that. And we're gonna move that guy up just so it fits within the pole. And then I am just gonna take a sphere, move it up a bit, A little bit farther down. And then for the scale, just want to kind of round out a light here, and we'll move that up. That way we can throw some light sources in the cave so that it's not totally dark. And let's just take a look at that from the bottom. Alright, I think that looks pretty good. Alright, so now we're just going to take the sphere, the cylinder, and the other one, and we're going to duplicate them around. So we're going to take this first one and put it over in this corner. Okay, let's get this a little more in this area and a little farther in. Okay, and then we're gonna duplicate those guys. We're gonna put this one over here. So we go in, get centered on that guy. A little over here, so we can light up this corner. Okay, so now we got a few lights in there. That way we can throw something in there. It'll be a pretty dark room because I don't want it to be fully lit up until you're like much farther advanced along. But let's see, and then we had that cube in here, so let's get centered on that guy. Rotate it just a little bit. Give it some scale. Okay. And then we're gonna make a little smaller box. To cut out this front bit. Make this a little bit more open. Alright, so now we got that table looking like that. You can see it kind of goes into the ground, but that doesn't really matter. That's all good. Alright, so we have a workbench, got some lights. Alright. So we're gonna save that and pop over into our game. Just 1 second. There we go. Just gotta let it import in. Always takes a little bit to load. Oh, quick. Oh no. I'm gonna knock over C3PO this quick. Not like this. Alright. There we go. So now, if we zoom out a little bit and get into our cave, we can see the objects we just created are now added in. So I can select this cube right here and get it turned off so that desk looks a little bit better. Throw the wooden texture on that guy. Throw some steel on these light fixtures. And some of the darker steel on cables holding them up. Not the whole place made out of steel. And let's create a new shader. We want one that is transparent. And I'm gonna make it kind of a lightish blue. Very light. Right around there. Not much metal, not very smooth, and then I'm gonna make it pretty low alpha level. And let's get it popped. It's gonna look kind of like glass is the goal here. So let's get this popped around on these. We'll get that renamed to glass. We can keep track of it. All right, and then let's add I want a spotlight. And I'm gonna flip that. Give a 180-degree rotation. Pretty decent angle. Start to light up the ground there. And then let's give this kind of a little orangish yellow hue to it. I think that looks good. Okay. And then let's duplicate this to go into the sphere's locations. Just throwing this into our other spheres, and then let's reset the position. All right. So that kind of gives us a couple lights in here now. A little bit more. All right. We still need to cut a hole into the actual rock up here so that we can have our entrance. So that'll be something important to do, especially when we make this tower here. But we can make sure that we're matching scale. One thing to make sure is that the actual robot can get through the hole itself. So let's go into Blender again. And And for anybody who's watching on the TikTok, just remember we're live at twitch.tv/RSRDGaming if you want to see what's actually going on with our game. Until I can get a stream key, I cannot get my computer cast to TikTok. So, alright. So we want to create a little back room back here that's going to lead us up. So what I'm going to do here is in this area, I'm going to go into the modeling of this room specifically. And I'm going to subdivide this area. And I'm going to bring it farther back. And I'm going to wall this section off. So if we go into our layout, that area that we just moved isn't going to be readily apparent right away, because if you look at cube, I believe it's cube 2. Yeah, so cube 2 only has this shape going on right here. So we still need to expand that out to cut this area. But what I'm going to do is actually use a different cube that is the same height. So I'm gonna just copy and paste. So if we see, I'm gonna copy that. Add a cube and give that to the Z scale. Alright. So now let's get this positioned over here. And we're going to rotate it around to kind of more match the room. And give it a little bit more. So if you look at cube 2, that'll kind of show us the shape that we have remaining to work with over here. So we want to shrink this a little bit and get it moved a little bit more into this corner. Cube 8, and so then let's model that, get centered on it. Turn off that cube so I can kind of see what we're doing here. And I'm going to subdivide the top of that. Okay. And then I'm going to make a little cutout here. Alright, that should be good. Turn 1 on, or not 1, turn 2 off, turn 1 back on, or the original, I guess. And then let's add a boolean to it that's got cube 8 cut out. Get that turned off. And now we have, go to cube 8. Turn that off. You can see this little alcove that we have, and it does go through the ground. So I think what I want to do is I want to just take cube 8. Actually, I'm just gonna move it up a little bit. Actually, wait. I'm gonna take cube 2. See here. I just want it to be at the same height as cube 2. Oh man. Show me wax settings. Let's get that turned off. But now we have a hole in the ground, which I guess is fine because we can just have it be. So if we show in our game, let's see where that hole actually is. So let's go into the game. So we got this little room in here. So we gotta turn this guy off. So it just gives us the rock below. So I think that works fine if we don't have something there. But where does that bring us up? So I think we're still in the rock. In the rock. Where we come up. Okay, yeah. That's fully covered, so that looks good enough. So that'll give us a way to tunnel up to the top up here, where we can pop our little guy, our observatory to look out at the stars and stuff. So we'll have to put like a satellite out there or something that you'll have to be able to, beam to. Okay. So, got a few trees. One other thing I wanted to add to the starting area was get a little bit of water placed out. And we're not going to make the water look great to start with, but we at least need somewhere for the water to start. So we were going to have a waterfall up here coming down, and then there should be just a little pond in this area. So I'm going to pull open the map. File somewhere, map 1. Get that loaded up. Sweet. Hope everybody's having a good day so far. It is very cold. It was like negative 17 degrees Fahrenheit yesterday. It was unpleasant. Like it physically hurt to be outside. Just to run into the restaurant. Like, it was brutal. So this is our map. And over here is that section where we wanted to add our waterfall real quick. And for this guy, I'm thinking, oops, sorry, I gotta get that pulled back up. I'm gonna take the modeling of this fella, and real quick, I am just gonna get rid of the subdivision surface. Otherwise, it'll be a nightmare to work with. So you can see it's really kind of squared off, so that subdivision surface really helps us out. Alright. So what I want to do here is I want to take an area and bring it down. So grab this section, and I'm actually going to subdivide it out. That way I can give it a little bit more intricate shape. And remember, when you're zoomed in, it's not a big... you don't want to make huge changes to the area, because the elevation is kind of misleading. So I'm going to take these two, bring them down a bit. So this will be kind of where our river is. Let's see if I can get these two selected. Bring them up. So that's where the water will fall onto. And we'll get this kind of filled up. And then I want to take the center here, make it deeper. And if you see right here, this is kind of the max depth that we can work with for right now with the system we're using. So, or at least the setup that I'm currently using. Just a little bit more shape. Alright, so let's save that. And then just to see what it looks like in the game without the subdivision surface, it's always a little interesting. So if we go into Blender, so see how it's all smoothed out right now. I haven't actually clicked on it yet, so it hasn't imported the new save. But in that same area, so it just gets a lot harder, as you can see. But if you zoom in, look, you got these really sharp edges for hills, and just doesn't look as nice. So if we go back into Blender and throw a little subdivision surface on this guy, that's gonna smooth that out. Gives us a nice little area for water here. So I think what I want to do is I do want to raise this section over a little bit. You always want to be a little careful while you're editing, while you have a subdivision surface set, because it can make your computer run really poorly. Just give that a hill there. That way water will kind of pool up in there. All right. So actually I want to be centered right here, just so I can get some water added in. And I'm just gonna put basically a piece of glass there for now, just so there's something to see. And because we're a robot, we're gonna try and avoid the the water. So let's just do this with a tiny cube. Okay, so we want to make this cube real thin. Like 0.05. Is that really all that is? Okay, 1.001. Okay. I could use a plane, but I want to use a cube. That way it's double-sided and everything looks proper, and you know, I can add a texture to this later. So we want this guy to be big enough to fit. So you can kind of see there. And this will be kind of choosing our water level for the area. So as you can see, the deeper we go, the less water we have, you know. So if you don't have any water, you just slowly start to fill it up, and as you move it up, then you eventually get full. So full would be about, I want to move it a little bit this way and give it a little bit more shape. This will be something that we can slowly move up as we get more civilization built up. But for now, let's just put it right about there. We'll save that. Won't be bad. Right. Ooh. Get the game pulled back up. So now we have that subdivision surface added back on, so you can see it's rounded out. Here's that water line coming out. And that's fine for now, because it's not a real big deal. We'll be fixing up this area a lot as we go. And then we're just going to throw the little glass texture on there. And as you can see, it's not much, but it looks a little bit like water. So water will trickle in from up there, and then now you can see it a little bit better when it's moving with the glass. So this will kind of be what it looks like as water fills up in the area until you get to about here, which is when you're pretty much just about flush with the ground there. So get that moved down a little bit. All right, cool. A little lower. Just a tiny little pond for now. And that'll be how you'll kind of irrigate the area and start to build up a little bit more. All right, so let's take our character. Okay, so got a little battery on his back, got a watering can on his head. And for right now, we have 2 axes. So let's swap out one of those axes for a... Oh man, I hate when I do that. So, unfortunately, I didn't have my game open for the last little bit as I was looking at it. Just wanted to show you what the water looks like over in this area. So as I move it down, we've kind of added that glass texture. So as we fill up, that's kind of how it will look like. We can easily move this up and add a bit of an animation for the water kind of falling in, because you're not going to be able to fully haul this area until you can set up like a water wheel or anything like that. So let's see here. Real quick, I gotta grab my drink, so I will be right back. Don't fall. All right. Gotta make sure I'm all plugged in. Thank you for the likes. No! Not like this. Oh, what a shame. Alright. Let's go here. So, for anybody who's checking out right now, just so you know, we are live at twitch.tv/RSRDGaming. We are building a game called Volt Village, where a robot is going to rebuild kind of an old decrepit world. So I want to build a little bit of a house that we need to kind of craft back up, kind of essentially like an old beaten down village. Like we're gonna have some ruins, but we need to make them look like it was, you know, the original, you know, village that once was. So, and we're gonna be able to, this will be just the starting area where you'll be kind of confined to begin with. But as we move around, it'll look a lot better as we can kind of expand on the areas and build them up. So let's work on building kind of some ruins that we can craft back up. So let's get Blender opened up. And if we're looking here at the map, let's start by just adding a cube, and let's center ourselves on that cube just so we kind of know where we're at. And so let's build this kind of over here. So this is going to be, you know, the old farm that once was here. This will be that farmhouse, but it's going to be all broken down and kind of beaten up. So let's get that kind of built up. And let's see here. So we don't want to rotate it at all until we're going to rotate it a little bit so it's off center, but we don't want to do that until we've built up the full thing. So let's scale it back a little bit this way and a little bit this way and down a little bit. Because if you look at the scale compared to the lighthouse, say we popped up here, size-wise, and kind of matched them up, it looks a little bit bigger in comparison. So let's get it sent up like this. Let's see here. Ooh, my bad. All right. So I think in terms of size, we want it to be about 2.5 to 3 times the width of the windmill, and just a little bit wider. Let's get this popped over here. Got all of it in the ground. All right, that looks good. Oh, real quick, gotta set my phone. I did not want that. Better get out of here. Okay. Sorry, I'm just getting set up on my phone. Oh. And back set up. Open on my iPad just to make sure I can also see it. Sorry. Alright. So this is going to be the start of our house. So let's duplicate this up. And put a little top on it as well. Gonna bring that up a little bit. And we're gonna move it off to the side. Put it kind of in this back little corner over here. Duplicate that guy. And I want to scale it down just a little bit. So I'm going to start out by making it look like a normal house, and then I'm going to beat it up, essentially. Bring this in to kind of give it a bit more of a roof shape. And so I'm gonna expand this a little bit this way. A little bit that way. And pop it down. Okay. Except for I want to get this centered over back onto this guy. Or actually, so we'll make a small one over here. It does this side over here. Alright, not bad. What's wrong with you, sir? Okay. And then I can expand that out just a little bit. That, and then I'm going to duplicate this guy and move it forward, expand it out like this. Not that wide, little more in. Bring this over a little bit. these heights to match up a little bit better. No, don't. Why not? Who cares? And then I'm going to go into the modeling of this guy. And then everything that... Let's turn off. Cube 7, so we can get, do not need cube 8 selected. And I am gonna bring this over here. Okay. Alright, I'm fine with that. So we'll save that and we'll pop into our game real quick. We'll see what that looks like. Alright, so now we got this real whitey house over here. And we put it right on a tree. Wow, that was pretty heartless. And we should map all those things so they're all within the same object, so we can kind of move that around. For now, let's just throw on a couple textures here. Not that. Get that guy on there, and then make sure I turn off my blender real quick so you can see what it looks like. This is a little whitey house through this texture right here on these roof pieces. So if I threw glass on here, you could see what the inside looks like. So far, we haven't added anything, and we still gotta kind of beat this house down. So let's just throw some dark texture on there, some dark wood. We've got. We can make a black house. Yeah, I don't like the black house. Okay. Okay, so I think that's looking pretty good. And then in the blender real quick, I just want to move take, let's go on regular cube 11, 10, 9, 8, and 7. Gonna move them over here a little bit and then give them a little rotation. Get that saved. And let's pull Unity back up. See, it moved there. And we're no longer, if we look at all the dead trees, let's just make sure there's not one hiding within. Okay. Alright, so there are no dead trees peeking up on us, so we're safe. And if let's just make sure we're in the ground on all 4 sides. Okay, cool. So, got farmhouse, windmill, got our cave over in the corner there, got some water. And on this guy, I also want to attach a water wheel. That is gonna be our first little generator. But it's gonna be a manual one, so you're gonna have to like keep refilling it over time. All right. So let's see here. What kind of rotation? We threw 49 degrees. So for now, let's get rid of that rotation just so it's a little easier to work with. And let's add a cylinder. And get that moved over so it matches up a little better with our house. Rotated 90 degrees. Scale that in. Make it a little smaller. All right, cool. All right. And let's get that moved over a little bit to the right. So we'll pull it up in Blender just so you can show what we're doing right now is we're adding a little cylinder to our house right now. Well, not a little cylinder, I guess, but you know, you get the idea. All right. And now we're going to duplicate that and move it over sideways. And we want to shrink this one down. And then make it long so it connects into the house. Connect it out through like that. And with this guy, we want to duplicate it. Make it a little wider than the thing is itself. Add a little boolean with the last cylinder we made. So hopefully that's cylinder 4. Get that puppy turned off. So now got a bit more of an open wheel here. Alright, so now let's add a cube. And for position, let's get it centered on this guy. So we'll get those values. Whoops. wanted the positions, not the values. Okay. And I still need the height. Ooh. When you meant to copy, but you go to paste. Get this to fit within. The Y value of this wheel here. That way we're centered on the wheel, not the stick. Let's rotate that 90 degrees. -45-degree rotation and a -45. All right. Gives our wheel, and then if we actually I'm gonna make a cut. Oh, I do not. I'm gonna split this bad boy and shrink it down on the inside. Okay, so there is the start of our water wheel. I'm gonna shrink this just a little bit. And we can always move all of this too. It's not set in stone. Welcome DLC 1215. Hope you're having a nice day. Always important to have a good day. Alright. So let's see. Got our little wheel here. So one thing I do want to add is I want to add some little pails that are going to kind of help it spin around. So I think I'm just going to go straight into the modeling. Let's get centered on this feller. Alright. So I think what I want to do with these... Oh wait, what if I just... Yeah. Huh. Oh, wow. Do 0.69. Nice. I mean, if you have the wood there, you might as well already use it. And then, if we just go into the modeling, Okay, I think that looks good. Gonna have to find a way to duplicate that all the way around. So start out by getting rid of these guys because they're just gonna be in the way. So for this guy, which is into the ground, which I think is fine. I mean, it's not gonna matter if they weren't perfect. Alright, I think that's fine. Get that rotated out. Alright, so now our water wheel's got a little bit more shape to it, and we'll add in some little cutouts so that it looks a little bit better. We can see everything we're looking at and get some water filled in there. Say I selected everything over here and we went into animation. Can insert a keyframe for the location and rotation. And we can give this a little give it the old negative 360 or positive 360. The location and rotation. Huh. Weird. Alright, make sure we select everything properly here. just a little bit of rotation. I don't know why none of that's rotating. That is a little frustrating, but you never know. Okay. So we still got our windmill spinning over there. So how about let's give this a try. So let's just give this a rotation, right? Just give it a few. So this guy rotating like crazy over here. So we'll save that and then let's pull it into our game. So let's get Blender turned off. Get into Unity real quick. And here's our water wheel over here. So let's get this cylinder turned off. Let's just make it a stone house for right now. That way we can give this dark wood to the water wheel. Give it a little copper. For now, let's just give this the garden color, just because it'll look a little nicer. And then I want to take this guy. And all the cubes. So if we look right here, we can see this is cylinder 3. So if we have cylinder 2, cube 15, 14, 13, and 12, we pop them all under. I want to unpack this. So you wouldn't want to do this until you're fully completed with the house. I'm going to regret that. I'm going to really regret that. I unpacked the full map. Oh. Let's not do that. So we'll want to unpack this house separately so that we can, if we hit play here, get this set up. Shouldn't be terrible, but it'll only have that center guy rotating. It shouldn't have anything else rotating. And we just need to match that rotation of the two objects. Sorry, it always takes a little while to load if you haven't pressed play in a while. Take a sip. There's our little robot guy. I think that's where our camera is currently set right now. It's over there. So if we go over here, we can see that this guy is rotating much like our windmill. But we want to attach all of this hogwash to him as well. So if we went into our model, I want to just show you what happens if you try and parent up the objects. So this is the rotating object, cylinder 3. So if you took cylinder 2, 15, 14, 13, and 12, and we pop them all into cylinder 3, or we select cylinder 3 as the parent, and then we hit play. We're gonna get, oh, it's a little fast for sure. And we're going the wrong way. Well, I guess, yeah, no, we're going the wrong way. But I want to show you what it looks like. So we've got that. We'll save it, and I can't promise this won't look terrible when we open the game. So we'll turn this off. And okay, so I didn't morph it too bad. Sometimes with the scaling it can really mess up. That's what it looks like here. So throw these colors on because the cubes have kind of reoriented themselves a little bit. And then if we hit play, we'll just make sure our scene view is popped over here. There we go. Now you've got a working water wheel. It's a little fast, but at least it works. Not too bad. Yeah, I'm pretty sure our camera was over here. So we got this house, and we'll set the speed of that water wheel up to basically however we want to, you know, connect our power up. So that's going to be kind of one of the main aspects of the game that we're making is, you know, the power and electricity. All right, just 1 second. Let's pull it up. All right. So we've got house, water wheel built up. So this will be the first way that you will kind of be able to give power to yourself, is you'll be able to bring water over here. So we'll set up an apparatus kind of on the side that we can climb up and pour water in and basically start the flow of things so you can get a little bit of electricity out of the area. We'll also build up some solar panels and stuff that you can build up for the area. So let's see here. Got house, water wheel. Let's get that map pulled back up. I want to turn blender back on. Always a little hard to keep track of what's all on and what's off. Alright, so we've got our map here, and then I think we have technically kind of locked in our water wheel. We'll have to change that animation to be a little different so that way we can move this house a little bit, but that'll be fine. So I think what I want to add to the area next is I want to add like a fence line almost. That way you're kind of locked into the area a little bit. But it'll just give it a little bit more design. So I think what I want to do here I'm just going to start with a couple cylinders and give them a 90-degree rotation. And this is going to seem silly at first, but I'm going to make it real long. And while it's a straight line, I can really edit this up and make it into a much more like complex curved out shape so that it looks a lot better. Just 1 second. All right. See that and look at it in comparison for size. I think we're going to want to do 0.05. Lower it down a little bit. Okay. It's centered on that. So now if we go into modeling for this guy, let's give it some cuts to give it some shape. I think that'll be fine. Bring it across. Because now I can add a curve object that kind of fits the map a little bit more. And pop some posts in it along the way. Let's see here. Oh, and I did want to add another tiny little smaller house that was near this one. Just with a cube thrown down. This is going to be kind of a back shed that we'll be able to interact with. Bring it down and scale. Oop, don't want to duplicate that linked, just want to duplicate it. Alrighty. I'm gonna give this a steeper roof. Not that steep. Jeez. Okay. And we want to add a little silo over here because the windmill is not a silo. It's just not how that works. Okay. Probably want to make it a little bit bigger this way, and we'll make 2 of them attached to each other. Almost like that little corner in Rust, you know? My battery is somehow going down while I am plugged in. That's incredible. Friendly reminder to anybody in the TikTok stream, we are live streaming at twitch.tv/RSRDGaming if you want to see what it looks like, what's actually happening on the computer in front of me. It's a lot more interesting. Okay, I'm actually gonna no, because we can make different cuts in each one. So let's see here. Let's go into the modeling for this guy. Okay. Split those. Want to separate the selection. Throw one up top. And with this guy, I can kind of round this off just by making this a little bit smaller. This looks a little bit better. Give this another split, and that's just so that we can add different textures to these sections on here, so it isn't near as bland. Shrink this area down a bit. Ooh, not that button. I don't know what that does, so I do not want that to happen, whatever that was. Right. Check out my stream pulled up so I can see everything. Okay. Get the whole top selected. This is where we'll raise this one above. Just a little bit more shape. Get those saved and pop them into the game. Okay. Got our little shed over here. We'll just make this our roof color for now. Did I just... We only have a couple colors of steel and stuff, so for now, we'll just pop. Pop glass in there just because it's fun. Why not? See what it looks like with the rock. That's just kind of looking at our different textures and kind of seeing how they look in the different lights and stuff. We'll get things connected up to these like hoppers and stuff so that it all works out. And that's kind of the beginning of our fence line over there. Just give it a little stone shed. A little stone shed. Alright. I think I'm gonna go make some lunch. So made a few little areas and kind of got the bottom, got some light sources built up in here. Oh, where am I? Where am I? Oh, Harry. Oh yeah, there we go. So if we go down into this cave here, it's kind of hidden a little bit, but this is the starting area. Just want to show you, we got these lights added in, little workbench in there. This is where you'll begin, and then as you come out, you can start to see the areas starting to fill up. So we got farm on the left, windmill, the water we started to build over there. A little bit of progress being made. Want to thank anybody who hung out on the Twitch at twitch.tv/RSRDGaming, and make sure to give us a follow so you don't miss us. We're also on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok for sure. Check out our TikTok. You guys know we've got all of our game development stuff is being shown on there. So thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you later.